Last time on Candidly Speaking.
The world to know that right now, the slavery that we endured here in North America, some people in other parts of the world are going through it right now.
Yeah.
And when you think of, you put yourself in that standpoint, see, we don't feel it until it's at our doorstep. Mm-hmm. We don't acknowledge it until it's at our doorstep. Okay, it's not happening now. This is a thing of the past. But let's say, hypothetically speaking, that day were to face us presently. You see what I'm saying? If we just woke up one day and we're just slaves, like back in the, way back in the day. And you think about people that went through hell and lost their lives just so that we can be able to vote, just so we can be able to walk down the street without having to, worry about being hung.
So your stance on it is we shouldn't be saying nigger because of
I just like a person would accept a word like you would. Females, I feel the same way about females that call themselves the B word. I feel the same way about it, but a lot of females, they'll be like, yo, I'm the baddest B and this. And then,
I don't say that, by the way.
But think about it like this. It's like, okay, do you know what that word means?
Yeah.
Like, you can't take...
I get it because I am a strong believer too, and understand like the words have power, and sometimes like, what does nigga mean? You know you want to stand on it because like the GA, because the ER makes it different. The ER makes it different, but I feel like we took it and we made. But I get it. Like that's why I say I get it. Like I don't want anybody to think that I don't get it at all because I respect it 100%. Get it 100%. But then it's almost like too like the ER, the ER word. Hey now, but the GA, it's like we just took it. We like, and then I love it. Like. They're like with me, like, but I think it's my personality. Like with me, I say thugging a lot or disrespectful, but I don't use it how everyone uses it. Like when I say like I'm thugging today, like it's not like I'm out here, running these streets. Like I'm out here doing what I'm doing. Or like that's disrespectful. I'm saying it in a good way. Like that looks good. Like you disrespected them. Okay, get disrespect. But it's like I always take a negative word, but it's a mind. Yeah. Right, but I get it, but I also get it because I am a believer in your words. So then it's like, what's the definition of GA? So I can know because if it has a bad definition, I won't say it. But I know that we took it and we just made it like a friend word. Like, and I have to catch myself sometimes. Like I have to ask Jeremy, is it offensive? Some people like, even other cultures like, I don't want to hear you say that. I feel uncomfortable. Yeah, it does make me uncomfortable, but it's like I'm saying it as a term of endearment. It's almost like sometimes you just take something like. And I'm gonna be optimistic about it. I'm not gonna bring it with the negative. I'm not gonna think about it. And sometimes our culture, we do that because we've been oppressed so long. It's almost like we're like to hurt people. Like I'm hurt, and it's not that we're not, but it's almost like I'm not gonna let this stop me from moving forward. Though. Okay. Like you said, yeah, we went through it in the past, but I got enough I'm looking at already ahead of me. Like I already see it daily, so it's not dismissing. And I thank God for my ancestors and the people who fought, because I honestly believe that I was born when I was born because I couldn't take that. I believe that 100%. But at the same time, I don't want to take it with me. I'm going into enough. I'm carrying on enough as it is because we still have so much more to face and to deal with. And you have to excuse me if I'm not going to let this weight pull me down. Like I'm not going to let this word have an effect on my life that everybody else wants it to. You said this word to me to break me down, and I'm saying it to my homegirl because they don't mean that to me. Sorry, it ain't work.
Like I can see you. And I get that. But in the same sense, like, I don't know, maybe I'm being devil's advocate. So, and I'm in word user, like I do use the word with my friends and my family and stuff like that. But when we say it doesn't mean anything to us anymore, it does, because can't no white person walk through this door and call us a nigga.
What does that do? Nothing to me. I promise you. No. It won't do nothing to me. At work, a white person call you a nigga, what is that? It depends. I know, like, but I've gotten to a point, like, in my life where I refuse because your intention is to hurt me. Yeah. Your intention, when you come to me, you call me, your intention, like, even when I see videos still to this day and people getting knocked out for calling, your intention was you want to get a rise out of me. Mm-hmm. And before I let you, and I've done that time and time again. not just with the word, but with people. Your intention is to come to stir me up.
Mhm.
Your intention is to cause some havoc. So I'm going to intentionally ignore you because you know what? Not what I'm doing is your energy. I just let you control me. I've allowed you, I've allowed you to now control me. Let me be more powerful, show you how powerful I really am, and boss up and you call me a nigga. Oh, that's back in the 60s. We 2020, dog. That were supposed to affect me. Now on a good day, it probably would. Get enough of those, it probably. But what I'm really working towards is I'm not going to let that. Like I said, I got enough to look forward to. Like, and it's not all good. So it's like your intention when you do certain things and say certain things, and your intention was to
break you down.
yeah, and I'm not going to allow you to do that. So I'm going to ignore you because when you send all these racial slurs and you going off in the mouth, you know that you're saying that to get a rise out of me. When you see those videos, a lot of times you see those videos going viral, the other race is not doing anything. They're pushing them. They're like, behind, you nigger, you this, that, and the other. You're trying to get something out of me. Like, man, this is beyond me now.
No.
I'm sorry, this is beyond me. Because you wanna take me there, and a lot of times we put ourselves in situations to where, like, you look back and you're like, I really just gave them that power.
Mhm.
I gave them the power, like, that's what they want, and they walk away feeling good. Even if you punch them, you see somebody get knocked out there, but they get up like, yeah, I'm still in the lead. I still know what to do. Yeah. I'm still able to get under your skin after all these years. That N-word still make y'all feel away.
But look at both sides though. Like I
see both sides.
I could understand like both y'all, like all three like sides, because like one side, like Krisha is like you're saying positive about the entire situation. There's no malicious intent. Like you know the past, like you understand it, you grasped it. That's why you're respectful to the elders, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like because you know there's no malicious intent, you say it in a word like as in like, okay, you accepted history. This is part of history. You can't let that go. Because that was like really like an intense part of history and still effective till today, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why it's still effective today, and this is getting onto his side, is because as one keeps it alive through positive intent, it keeps it relevant to where even the negative intent now keeps
Still
it there.
lives.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get you saying.
So it's just like, even though like, and like how he says like, obviously nobody can break it down, like Rome wasn't built in a day. But if it wasn't being used at all, like we could accept history, but not always talk about it. Have you ever had like an ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend like talk about the same situation y'all got over already?
Mm-hmm.
But it keeps bringing it back up during a situation to justify something? Like, you know what I mean? Like jealousy, oh, you did this before. We've talked about it, we agreed not to bring it up, but we talking about it right now.
Right.
Like, you've ever got pissed off about that? Or, for example, like, and I can say it on the side too, on the whole, like, keeping it there. It's more like, I'm having a
I get what you
Yeah,
said.
I totally get what you're saying.
Accepting it wise, it's sort of like, have you ever seen, like, okay, for example, human trafficking? Remember how we talked about that before? And, like, the woman, it was something called Stockholm Syndrome. That means, like, you start to fall in love with your kidnapper.
Right.
Well, it's sort of like you're accepting it. Now, like, just imagine on a mass scale now, like, everybody accepting, like, human trafficking. Does that make it right? Heck no, it doesn't make it right. So if you're, like, thinking the same way with, like, racism, like, or using the N-word or keeping something negative around as a positive, now you kind of switch into a positive, but it's like, should we like accept it in that situation?
Yeah,
That's like,
I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying. I'm trying to like.
Go
ahead. You go ahead.
I just wanted to say this because we always talk about change, and one way to change is to get out of the norm, get out of what we're used to. And again, you've opened a platform that I didn't really dive into it that deep to say, okay, well, because listening to you, I'm like, okay, that makes so much sense that you would kind of want to reverse that energy. You know what I'm saying? To where it no longer affects me. But like Jeremy really boiled it down and really defined it that by doing that, we're keeping it alive. If at the end of the day, that word is no longer used, if I said, okay, change starts with me, and I'm only one person. Sometimes it feel like a million people doing it. What the heck me changing myself gonna do?
Right.
But at the end of the day, change starts with just one person, one little thing. Because somebody made a comment. This was back in January. Martin Luther King Day had some posters that say these promoters wilding out because they put Martin Luther King and they had him in like some hoodie and different things like that. It's like it's disrespectful, right? So I made a comment. Somebody made a comment and say, "Well, he's not Jesus and this, that, the other." I say, "Yes, but he was a freedom fighter and he deserves respect, right?" So then the other person came on the comment and said, "Well, he wasn't a freedom fighter. He just fought for equality."
Can I ask a question? That's right. What was wrong with the goals and the hoodie being on?
Okay, see.
Because it's what it's associated with.
Yeah,
you feel like it's negative, but what makes it negative?
But think about it like this. The image and what he represented was not that. Do you know the chain that goes around your neck? The jewelry that we wear? A lot of people don't know the meaning of it.
True.
So a lot of times we use things and until we know where it comes from, we'll be like, I'm not wearing that. But before you know, you're not held accountable.
Right.
But once you know that these chains that we wear around our neck represents the very bondage that we've been in. But see, because we're negligent of so many different things, we become accepting of it. That's why when the elderly, they have that knowledge and they can sit down and tell you that, hey, this is what this means and this is what this means, and it gives you a whole different perspective. So the more you know, the more you're held responsible for. So for a person like me that probably know a little bit more about what those represent, then I'm like, that's not what he stood for. You know. Go ahead.
It goes back to, I guess, how I look at it is like certain things, like the choker I couldn't get with. Like, you know, the choker is like, you know, like this is where it originated from, you know, slavery, you know, when they had the things around their neck. So I couldn't really get with that. But then certain things what I love about our people and what I've noticed that we do is a lot of stuff that we do, it's like chitlins. Like I was saying this the other day, when even in church, I was telling them, like, them booty noodles y'all love was really, I don't eat them. But that is a black dish that everybody loves, but it originated because it was slop given to us.
Yes.
Again, who you hear standing up? Don't eat them chitlins because that was black. And no, you do mixing them chitlins good every Thanksgiving. What we have done was we took so much stuff that was given to us to break us down, and we made that thing look good. So even though, yeah, it's the modern day, all that stuff, but excuse me, that same stuff that y'all saying is associated with it, and it's not saying, please hear me good, like this is the black power coming out. But almost every culture loves us because we've taken the oppression and we made it great. We've made everything that we were never supposed to be who we are today. We were never supposed to be positive. We were never supposed to love ourselves. We were never supposed to feel away. But everything you gave to me, I took it and I made it great. Everything that you said I couldn't do, I took it and I made it great. Everything that you said, you look this way, you dirt. I take my natural hair and I wear my fro. I make it look good. Now you see girls around here, I wear my cornrows because I couldn't do nothing to my hair back in the slavery days. Now my designs look good, and now you see the next white, Asian, all these people in America because of our culture. So like that's how I think. Cause I can't keep taking all this negative. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not giving you what you wanted. I'm giving you what you want. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that because you gave me all these things to make me feel bad. Excuse me, my chitlins taste good. They don't even taste like pig intestines. They taste like a gourmet dish round here. Booty noodles. So you know what I'm saying? So sometimes I feel like I'm gonna take that negative that you want so bad to break me down, and I'm gonna sit to the top and like, look what you made me do. So you wanted so bad for this to break me, but I took these rocks and built my house with. I took these bricks, you threw at me these stones, and now look at my mansion. You wanted to break me, but I'm sorry, my innovative spirit that my ancestors gave me when we didn't have nothing, I'm not rocking with it. You threw me all your trash, you threw me all your junk, and I took it and I built something from it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that word that you gave me, nigga, now what's up, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, you will no longer break me in that way, but I told don't please, like that's how I want everybody to get. I totally get it. I respect it 100%. But it's almost like you gave me all this to break me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Jay, who you are right now, you a black Afro-Jamaican. It's like, who's Jay? But he here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you still stand, you still have all these thoughts. But what everybody did that came before you that made you feel when those police officers came and dumped your luggage out, that was to break you. You know what I'm saying? That was to make you feel like you were supposed to be around here slapping every white person after that. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to sit at the table with Jeremy, being able to laugh with him. You supposed to be looking him in his face, not liking him. But you took that and you built from that. You grew from that. You sharing a story that's showing here go a man full of power, but that ain't breaking. You came to break me, but it's like, so it's not that I dismiss it, but it's almost like I refuse to allow you to, your tactics. Like every book that was wrote, you read Jim Crow and all these other books, how to break down a black person, how to make them be oppressed. They literally wrote strategies down because we don't want them to be anything. Right. Well, excuse me, every strategy tried to get, it didn't work, buddy.
For the full version, click on the link below.